Hello everyone, my name is Code Gorilla, and today I'm going to be running Crystalis Randomizer. Crystalis, or Godslayer as it is known in Japan, is an action RPG released by SNK in 1990 for the NES. It combines top-down Zelda-esque combat with RPG experience mechanics. While the vanilla game is fairly linear, the randomizer makes a few world map tweaks and scales all of the enemies in the game based on your progress in the seed. The result is a much more open, non-linear, and fast-paced experience. Today I'll be playing on the Wham flagset. This flagset takes everything from the what flagset and adds only one flag, WM. Don't be fooled, however. WM is randomized maps, which means instead of exploring the cave and dungeon layouts you're used to from vanilla Crystalis, those maps are replaced with procedurally generated maps, meaning exploration will be required. This opens up many possibilities for unusual routing, as caves and checks that are normally blocked by walls might instead be freely open to explore, or vice versa. Full disclosure, for the sake of recording this submission video, I am playing this on emulator. I have a new flash card on order, which is all I am missing to run this on official hardware, but it did not arrive in time for the submissions. For the actual event, I will be able to run on official hardware per GDQ's requirements. That preamble out of the way, let's get into this. So the flags are roughly summarized here in the tracker. Your first column is the glitches that are enabled. The second column is the world state, what's randomized. We have basically everything randomized. We've got randomized monster weaknesses, that's ME in the third column. RO means orbs not required to break walls. That means you can get through walls without needing the second level upgrades. It makes caves open up a lot faster, tends to free up the routing a bit more. Battle magic guaranteed basically just means we're going to have harder boss fights. Fairly straightforward. There's a couple of flags that don't show up in the tracker because they don't affect the logic, just affect the difficulty a little bit, and I'll mention those as they are relevant. But in the meantime, we're going to get into name input and get started on this seed. So, we can get started here in a 3, a 2, a 1, a go. So right off the bat, we have a motto figurine and a mimic. Having a mimic in the starting cave is interesting because it offers an opportunity to farm money if I find a sword that can defeat a mimic. That said, right now I don't have any swords, so I can't do any combat. I also completely forgot to start my timer. It's fine. There's an in-game timer that will also show what my time in the seed was at the end. So, plus, you know, you have the benefit of the YouTube recording as well to track how long that took. Okay, so a lot of dead ends to start with. Waterfall Valley is interesting in that it's technically an overworld hub area. There are 6 paths off of it, but 2 of them are blocked by needing Sword of Water or Flight because you have to cross some rivers. And one of them is blocked by climbing up a big slope, which just straight up requires flight. There is no other way around it. This is Mount Hydra. So, and one of the 2 free entrances that I could actually access, that wasn't where I started, was the Swan Gate, which requires change to go any further. So, this is our only progress at the moment. And really, it's just this one item. This one item has got to be something good. Oh, right. Randomized maps. So, yeah, as I mentioned previously, randomized maps means these maps are not going to be laid out the way that they are in vanilla. Which means I need to go this way to get the item and get a lamp. And that's going to go with the sword, or go with the statue to become the Sword of Water. So let's just track that real quick. 4, 5, 6, 5, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have a sword now. This Sword of Water in particular means the slimes are resistant to Sword of Water. That's unfortunate, but it means we can go further up the mountain, which is what I am electing to do right now. Couple of items that we can potentially get, but the main thing is... Oh, actually, no, I've gone down the mountain. I'm already getting turned around. We're off to a great start. Fine, we'll go check this other entrance then instead. This is one of the special palace entrances, which will have high-value targets in them, typically. This is a town. This is the town of Chiron in its vanilla location. I need this tracking open. I have found the Leaf Elder. I'm going to immediately pawn off that magic ring. Because early on, it's a decent amount of money, and you don't really need the MP restoring it provides. I'd much rather buy these 3 pairs of warp boots. They'll help me get around. Alright, so this is a bit of a dead end. We have Mount Hydra goes into Chiron, goes into Styxy. Styxy, probably supposed to be Styx, but it's misspelled in the original game as Styxy. So, the name has stuck. I could try to force my way through there, but it's not in logic until I have a way to get past those barrier statues with taking no or minimal damage. So let's actually go up the mountain now. Sword of Water does also open up those 2 side caves I mentioned in the Portoa Valley. So those are other options that are on my mind at the moment. But I know that there is at least 1 item that is achievable on Mount Hydra here. So we're going to go get that, if nothing else. We're going to try to... Well, we're going to unsuccessfully avoid getting paralyzed. Paralysis means that I cannot charge my charge shots up, which is a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world at the moment. It'd be more unfortunate if it turns out that the walls that I need to break here are actually breakable by the Sword of Water. They are not, though. That is a Sword of Thunder. Let's slap a Thunderbolt on there, so that I remember to come back here once I have the Sword of Thunder. And the fact that I found a Thunder Wall here probably means I can't do anything on this side, and I need to be going elsewhere. Yeah. Just evade some of these mushrooms. Push them back. That tink noise means I can't actually damage them, but... I don't have any healing. Alright, well... If I take a death here, I'm just gonna go somewhere else and do something else. Yeah. Can't go that way either. Actually, that is immediately the other side of this wall, so... There's no point in going that way. Yeah, okay. We'll just go somewhere else and do something else. It's a little unfortunate that the first town that I found doesn't actually sell healing items. I should be wild warping. Oh, so, it's time to find out, can I kill mimics? No. We'll reset to get back those hit points. I will say fighting mimics in the opening shrine is a little awkward. Alright, so this is GBC Cave, and already I found my way to the item room of GBC Cave. There are 2 items in this room, and then another set of stairs to find. Alright, gotta watch out for these pink Pepto-Bismol blobs. The palettes of the enemies are randomized, so they don't appear as Pepto-Bismol blobs in vanilla. But randomly, they are here. And wow, that just one-shot me. That's not ideal. Alright, so I took a bunch of damage walking through this hazardous terrain. Alright. So I know the first item was a bust, so we can go in a different direction. Oh boy. See if I can't kill enough of these salamanders to get a level here. Maybe get a little bit more hit points. Fruit of Repin, okay. So both the items here were kind of pointless. And I need the Sword of Wind to get through. I'm going to Wild Warp here. And go back in through the front entrance of this cave. We're going to make a checkpoint because I am very low on health. I don't have a good way to restore it right now. We are looking for the other exit to this cave, which we have found. And it takes us immediately to an item, which is good. And then there's nothing else here. Rabbit boots. You'll love to see it. Rabbit boots are very handy. They let you jump. And they also let you charge while walking. You know what? I am low enough on health. Let's use one of these pairs of warp boots to warp to Chiron and use the inn. Maybe I can pawn off this Fruit of Repin as well. Still can't buy healing items here, but it's fine. Alright, one more exit to check. I can go down and to the right. And if this doesn't pan out, then I need to go back to Mount Hydra and just not die. It's that simple, just don't die. Alright, slimes are resistant to water in this seed. Make a checkpoint. Okay, this is just one of the transition caves in the desert. So it's just going to be a short cave with one or two enemies. Of course, it has one of the worst enemies. These flail knights are fairly strong and hard to avoid, although I managed to do so there. And this leads to Mount Saber West. Now, you know what? I got the rabbit boots. I have a feeling that the logic is leading me to go up this slope over here with the rabbit boots. You need some kind of tool to get up the slope to the cave that in vanilla has the tornado bracelet. That can be rabbit boots, speed boots, or flight. I also need there to not be enemies on the slope. That little mutant crab is playing excellent defense. Deserves a promotion. Alright. So, what have we got here? There is an item in this room, and two walls, and we'll see if the walls actually block the way to the item. Okay, I can't break the walls here. So that doesn't bode well for being able to explore, and it looks like I can't get the item here. Okay. And I can't defeat the Medusas either, which is unfortunate. Medusas are fairly large hitboxes, which means they're easy to pin against the wall and stab a bunch and farm. And they have random movement, which means even if they hit you with their petrification attack, they probably won't walk into you just by random chance. Ow, ow. And that makes them excellent targets for grinding, because they also give a little bit more experience and money for their level, which is nice. Alright, let's see if we can do anything here without needing to break a wall. Alright. Medical herb. Hey, a healing item. I've never been more excited to see a medical herb. Alright, I can't go any further that way. This will happen in these seeds sometimes, where you just don't start with an early town, or your early town doesn't have healing items for sale, and you're just kind of incredibly fragile early on. And you just have to play kind of carefully. Alright, so I can't go any further there. That slope is not quite short enough that you can jump up it. So I'm gonna have to go around the long way. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. The good news is I can defeat a lot of the enemies here, so I'm getting some good experience and money. And sometimes there are birds that just come out of nowhere. Ow. Okay. I would like to hit a checkpoint soon. Please. Please. Alright. This might be a case where I need to emergency wild warp. We're gonna push to the screen exit. Okay. We're good. That is a checkpoint, and if you soft reset, status effects do not persist across resets and reloads. So by resetting there, I have cleared my poison. Aha! Another town. Maybe this town sells healing items. That would be nice. This is the town of Joel. In Joel, we have Zebu's student. Be relevant if I find Zebu's cave, because I've now talked to Zebu's student and the Leaf Elder. There is no item shop here, which is unfortunate. And we have the Leaf Shack in Joel. Alright, I'm gonna use this inn. Guy's trying to gatekeep me in the town. Alright, I'm going to walk over here. There is a freestanding item in the tall grass over here. Battle armor. That's huge. That is the best defensive armor that you can just find in a check in the game. And having it this early is going to be very nice for my survivability. Alright, Goa Valley. We're going to make sure to leave some room for this one, because this is another sprawling hub area. I think I'm going to explore this one first, rather than go back into Cordell Plains. In particular, there's another palace entrance here, which will have some high priority targets, like the Pyramid? No, this is Crypt. Pyramid's first room isn't actually randomized, because it's just a straight hallway. Paralyzed again. So here's what I can do. Is I'm gonna just walk out here, reset. That'll clear my paralysis. And we're just gonna try to not get paralyzed. Although, if I do, it's not the end of the world. It makes combat a little bit more difficult, which is relevant with all these flail guys around, but... I'm not gonna mess around with those spiders that I now know can paralyze me. Okay, so here's where we gamble a little bit. One of the items in the crypt is at the bottom of one of these pits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall down this pit. And 3 of the pits, I believe, lead to the room without the item. And this pit leads to the room with the item. So that was lucky. Realistically, I probably should have dropped down the first pit, but I was trying to decide which of these pits I want to drop down. Alright. Now I don't need to drop down any more pits, and I just need to get the path forward. I'm gonna do this bunny hopping across the spikes. If you do it perfectly, you will not take damage from the spikes. I'm not doing it quite perfectly, so I'm taking a little bit of damage. Which is a problem, because I still have not found a place that sells healing items. But this will take me deeper into the crypt. So I need to find one more item. Okay, please don't shoot me. Ooh, okay. Butterflies here are a bad sign. Yeah, I don't want to deal with butterflies as I'm crossing those bridges if I can help it. Because if you get hit while you're on one of these moving platforms, you are 100% falling. But there is an item here, and that item is in logic, so I need to get it. Hopefully it's something good. Alright, this is the way to the boss. This will at least checkpoint me, so that if I die now, I start back there. Orb of Wind. Alright, that'll be a useful item that'll come in later. I now need to get out of here. I think I am just going to teleport to Joel. And my next teleport needs to be to Chiron, so that I can buy more work boots. Alright. Let's explore a little bit here, now that I'm back here. There we go. Yeah, my scaling's still pretty low, so enemies aren't giving me a ton of experience. Oh. Okay, well, that's interesting. That just connects over to this again. Let's go check the Amazona's entrance. Up here, across this ice bridge that I have to form. I'm really just looking for any place I can buy healing. Is Leaf where I can buy healing? 'Cause I would love that. Swan Dance Hall is in Leaf. And we have found Leaf. Leaf is down here by the Amazona's entrance. And this is the Oak Elder is in Leaf. Good to know. We've got an armor shop. Nothing. And an inn. And still no item shop. Alright, well this is starting to get a little annoying. So that's the Swan Shack in Leaf. So there is another way out of here once I find the eyeglasses. And this just leads back to Goa Valley again. Alright, this is getting a little ridiculous. Let's see if this cave up in the upper left actually exists in this seed. It does not, so we'll reset and just go back this way. Actually, I think it's going to be faster to do this. Walk down here. So, when I say I'm looking to see if a certain cave exists, one of the things the randomizer adds is it adds an extra cave off of the first starting valley, called, that's based on the GBC version of the game, Game Boy Color port of Crystalis, and in order to open up the world a little bit more, it has two exits. The GBC cave was that greenish cave I was in earlier. Those two exits open up to 2 of 4 random locations. One of them is Goa Valley, one of them is Cordell Plains. And this cave entrance that I just entered here is the one on Cordell Plains, so... Okay, I can just go somewhere. This is Windmill Cave. No enemies, a couple weird outcroppings. That's gotta be Windmill Cave. We'll spawn the Windmill Guard there later. And I found Portoa off of it, which is nice. So, Portoa, do you sell healing items? Please say yes. You have a pub. It's the important pub. This is the Swan Pub in Portoa. Ah, you've got 2 item shops. Surely one of them has healing items. He says, not very confident at all. Medical herbs! We did it! Congratulations! Alright. And they're actually quite cheap, so that's good. I'm gonna buy a couple pairs of these work boots, though. Alright, my inventory is full. What is it full with? Yeah, that seems fine. 4 medical herbs, 3 boots, and a magic ring. I would probably sell the magic ring if there was a place to sell things here. But there is not. Alright, we're going to check the castle first, because that is a palace entrance. And we found the front of pyramid. Or just pyramid. So, hang on. I didn't mark that. That doesn't exist. This is pyramid. And we can go fight a boss. Thankfully, the easiest boss in the game, so I'm not worried about my ability to beat this boss. Now, unfortunately, randomized maps in Pyramid is slightly obnoxious. It's the same layout as vanilla, but the vanilla layout here... Oh, well, unless I get lucky. I don't need this fruit of power. The vanilla layout here has, like, 15 entrances sprawled about, and they all lead to different places. And normally most of them just loop on themselves, and you can just go straight to the entrance that has the boss. But in this case, I don't know which one has the boss. So we're gonna have to wander around a bit and find out. I do have a system for doing this. Oh, I've made it back to here. Alright, so... upper right... Let's be consistent and stick to the system. Second one down on the right. Alright, I did that top one on the left. So, next one on the left. It's not it. Third one on the right. This is going to be a lot of me wandering around. It's going to seem like aimless wandering around, but I have a system. Alright, let's do the last one on the right side. Okay. We'll do the rightmost one on the bottom. Of course, I can't defeat these mushrooms. We'll do this one on the top. This is... okay, this is back to the start, so... let's not go there. The start entrances and exits are always consistent. So this is the third one on the left side. That leads to the one that's just in the middle of nowhere. On the bottom. Left on the bottom. Alright. Go all the way down, and the middle one on the bottom. Nope, that wasn't it. So, let's do this long right side pathway on the top. Back to the room with the item. That's not it. So, we'll do the long hallway on the left. That's the short hallway in the middle. Nope. Alright. Last spot it could be, if I've done this correctly, is here. Yeah, here we go. This is the path to our boss fight. right around the corner. Emperor Dragon here, Dragon 1, is not terribly difficult, mainly because it has no iframes, so we'll just take constant damage from your hitboxes as they are active. And just like that, boss is down. I'm obligated to pick up these warp boots. Use this medical herb, pick up the warp boots. And I get rewarded with the Sword of Wind, so that was actually fantastic. And we are just done here. And now I can check out what's to the left of Portoa. It's the Fisherman's House, which is what you normally expect to see to the left of Portoa. We have the Windmill. So Windmill is at Fisherman. And we can't use the Fisherman's boat yet, so we are done here. We're gonna backtrack a little bit. We have some relatively safe areas we can walk through, so I'm just gonna walk. Ah, so this is the other side of the Swan Gate. I don't need to do anything here then. And I can't get the last exit on Cordell Plains because it requires teleport or flight to get there. Which means it's time for me to actually take advantage of this Sword of Wind. And I think what I'd like to do first with this Sword of Wind, go this way. Wait, I went left first. Because this leads to the upstairs where the items are. Watching out for the Pepto-Bismol. The level 2 sword here is kind of nice, because it does a fair bit more damage. Of course, it only matters if the enemies are actually weak to that sword, but it's still nice to have. It's down and to the left here. Alright, this will take us somewhere new. This is Lime Valley, I believe. Where... Lime Valley. So, let's try to go up from Lime Valley. We find Swan, the town of Swan. Let's put Swan up here and draw this line. Got an item shop, got an armor shop, got Queen Aurelius. Queen Aurelius has an item in her basement. Queen Aurelius has a mimic in her basement. If I needed to farm money, that would be a good place to do it. But right now, I don't feel that I need to farm money. Swan Shack is in Swan. Let's make sure to write a note that Queen Aurelius is in Swan, because I will want to know that later on. And we've got a little bit of a mini mega city, where you've got different towns connecting to each other. Akahana here is looking for a lamp. Got a useless pub. This one could be something useful, but it's not. Okay, so nothing in Bryn Mawr here. So let's go check the other exit out of Lime Valley and see where that takes us. I don't need to use the inn at the moment, so we'll just keep walking. Whoop. Okay, we're not going that way. That way is Horrible Painful Death, also known as the Swamp. Okay, so that means with the Sword of Wind, where I need to go is Mount Saber West, because that has some items on it. Items that I can now get with the Sword of Wind. There's also, I believe there's still an item that I've left behind on Mount Hydra that I have not elected to go back to yet. I easily could now. between actually having healing items and having a good set of armor. Getting through there should be less of a problem. Ooh, good. I can defeat the Flail Knights with the Sword of Wind. I can still defeat all the enemies here with the Sword of Wind, so I don't even need to change weapons. Alright. Two walls. There's one over here, I want to say. Behind one of these walls is going to be progress deeper into the mountain, and behind the other one is going to be a dead end. And I have no idea which is which. But it looks like this one is our progress, which is good. So we don't need to go check the other one. Now, this room should have an item in it. Now, you might be wondering how I know that this room is going to have this many walls in it and this many staircases. So the way the randomization of the maps works is each map still has the same number of features, like breakable walls, and stairs up, and stairs down, and chests. And so, I have a lot of those memorized, in terms of knowing where it is I need to go. So, the chest there was a lysis plant. I guess if I get paralyzed, it'll be a good thing to remember that that's there. Beat the floating eye. Well, I did say if I get paralyzed, it'll be good to remember that there is a lysis plant available to me. Let's go get that lysis plant and use it. The other thing I could do, if I was more confident in getting around here at the moment, is you can only have one status effect at a time in this game. So getting hit by another status effect will clear the paralysis. I guess the one to get hit by here would be the petrification. Alright, I'm on the right track to the end. That tiny room is always that tiny room, because the randomized rooms still have the same, like, overall dimensions as their original counterparts. So that tiny room basically doesn't get randomized at all, because it just, there's no space to really do anything with it. I'm gonna make a point of continuing to kill enemies to get experience and money. Alright, you want the flame bracelet, and you give me the orb of fire. That's a little unfortunate, because that could mean that there's another fire upgrade somewhere that I can actually get to. And I just had this nagging feeling like I'm missing something here, so I'm gonna actually walk back down the mountain a little bit. Ow. Because I'm now second-guessing whether or not I actually got another room in that first area of this dungeon. We can take a shortcut here, though, by coming out here to the outside. The outsides of the mountains are not randomized under randomized maps. So I can just slide down this slope, and then back down this slope again to get back to the entrance. Yeah, okay, it's a good thing I double-checked, because I was right. I did not actually get to the other exit of this room ever. And there is... Oh, this is the dead end. And the staircase that I'm looking for is past the staircase that goes deeper into the dungeon. So notably... Oh no, it's here. I did get this already. Okay. I'm second-guessing myself for no reason, apparently. It happens. Where am I going next? I think I need to go back to Mount Hydra, so we're gonna warp to Chiron. We're gonna actually clear out Mount Hydra now. Or rather, get the one item that I'm able to get. And then I have to have a long, hard think about what else is available to me at the moment. Because the answer is not a lot, actually. Wait, that's the wrong way. This is the way that leads deeper into the mountain. That tink is a good sign. That's the sound of an enemy bouncing off of my armor, because my defense is too high. Alright, somewhere in this room. Or not in this room, but... Oh boy. Okay, there's a lot going on over there. There's nothing actually down here. Those 8 million flail guys were guarding, but I got a little bit of experience and money. It's not bad. Alright, this is going to be my path forward. That would take me deeper into the mountain, but what I'm looking for is this, which is going to lead me to an item, I believe. Yeah. Opal statue. That's nice to have, but it's not progress. So I need to explore... I need to keep exploring Mount Hydra here, I think. Let's use medical herb to facilitate that. Alright. I fully explored this floor. So let's go... Okay, yeah. As I thought, immediate dead end here. I know there's a dead end the other way. So this is not the answer. Where is the answer, then? Have I seen Zebu's Cave? No. Have I seen... I remembered what I left behind on Mount Saber West. Okay, that's fine. We can teleport to Joel. And what I left behind was the tornado bracelet spot. And the reason why I forgot about it is because frequently that room is randomized in such a way that the chest is not blocked by the walls. So I thought I had already gotten that item. That is not the case here, though. So we're gonna go grab this. Oh, okay. Thanks for the help, bird. I appreciate it. Now, please don't murder me. But yeah, all the relevant passages forward here were blocked by walls, so... We gotta dig through this item, which is... Oh, that stings a little. Alright, so guess what? We're going up Mount Saber West again, because... We now have the item that Tornell wants, which is the flame bracelet. So, down this slope. Over here. Down this slope. And now we get to climb the mountain. Let's see if I remember my way through here. I do need to go to the left first. Past this wall. Up these stairs. I believe over here was progress. Yeah. This is progress. Over here, up to the left. That's the tiny room. And then this should be pretty much a straight shot. Okay. I'm gonna watch out for these soldiers. There we go. What do you have for me? The hazmat suit. So now I can go through the swamp safely. That swamp is over by Swan. So that's where we'll be heading next. Teleport to Swan. And I need to resupply, which I can do here. Alright, a couple of medical herbs, a couple of warp boots. Sure, we can have a magic ring too. So over to the left here is the swamp. You take constant damage here unless you have the hazmat suit. Now there is a boss in the swamp that if you have the insect flute, you can summon a giant insect and then fight it for an item. But I don't have the insect flute, so we're just walking over here to... This appears to be Waterfall Cave, I want to say. So let's... Waterfall Cave... Where's that swamp? Waterfall Cave goes here. Draw this line. Let's see what we can get out of Waterfall Cave. Ow. We can get pain. Okay, so I can break the walls, which means I can get most of the items here. There is one item here that requires the Flute of Lime, which will turn petrified people back into their non-petrified forms, which you can use at one point to get an item. Alright. I will take the time to kill this mimic, maybe. This shadow is making me a little nervous for doing that, but it's fine. It's a good, solid chunk of money. So yeah, these are... The pallets are randomized, so they don't look like statues, but they're statues. That said, we can sneak our way past them pretty easily. Oh, alright. That spider decided it wanted to feast on some of my delicious, delicious MP. Alright. So there are two chests that I can get back here. That's one of them, or water. I'm not unhappy to have, because it's a nice power upgrade for the Sword of Water. But it's not progress either. There's the other chest on the other side of the river. Which means I need to go back to the previous room and find the other path forward. So... what am I gonna find here? Is this gonna be a sword? Sword of Thunder, I think, gets me some progress. Okay, so there's the Akahana statue. That's where you need to use the Flute of Lime to unpetrify him, and he thanks you with an item. And hey, Sword of Thunder! Oh yeah, Sword of Thunder is going to warp me to somewhere. Which makes me glad I did the other side first. I have found Oak. Where does Oak go? I don't know. We'll find out. Can't talk to any of these people because I don't have telepathy yet, but I'll top off my MP. Couldn't hurt. I don't need armor. I've got a decent amount of money. Let's actually... yeah, let's buy a platinum shield. You don't always want to do this, but we're getting a little ways into this seed. Alright, so this leads to Portoa Castle. And Rage, whenever I find him, wants the Sword of Thunder, so that's nice. Alright, Portoa Castle out of Oak. Where is this going to come from? What's in these two houses? Items. And the Portoa Fortune Teller. Okay. And this is Zombie Town. Alright, so we've got sort of a mega city situation going on here. Where does this cave go? This is Zebu's cave. Okay. Now that's interesting. We can find Zebu and spawn the windmill guard. And then leave. Alright. I have this Sword of Thunder now. Nope. Nothing behind that wall. So let's just go find the other exit. So if nothing else, the Sword of Thunder also gets us access to the rest of Mount Hydra, except for the check at the very end that requires flight. So I believe that's 2 checks that I can get to. Hey, I heard you wanted this sword. And that is a flute of some kind. Boy, I have the ability to check all of the different types of flute. And it's the first one I'm able to check, so there you go. This is the dolphin flute. The shell flute, as it's called. And that entire stack goes there. At the top of the Angry Sea. Alright, well, we've got new stuff to explore. I don't have a statue to use for the ocean, so we're not doing that. I'm gonna go get the freebie item down in the lower left here. Actually, I'm gonna go check this house first. Sleeping Kensu. So the lighthouse is at the beach house. Beach house. Alright. Now we can go get the freebie item. That's over here. This always leads to the Portoa waterway. And gives us a free item. Shield ring. Alright, not a very useful free item, but a free item. I have not found Messia's message yet, so I cannot get the checks here. And this is... Wind Valley. Okay, I'm gonna put this kind of over here to give it some space to breathe. And draw that line. Alright. So this is Sealed Cave. I can tell because of that bridge that I just crossed under. There's some items that are potentially reachable, but we will see if... There's a small chance that the walls in here are walls of fire, or that need the Sword of Fire to break, and that and they block the items. Alright. Stairs up. We'll take... Ooh, I feel like I got lucky there to not get paralyzed by that butterfly. Alright. I can break the wall so we can get all the items here and continue onwards. Another upward stair. This one's gonna lead to the boss, yeah. Let's leave the boss for last. Because I know that's also the way out of this dungeon. Is this 1 item or 3 items? This is looking like 3 items, because it's on the larger side. Alright, Fruit of Power I don't need. Let's see. I have found the Oak Mother, so I can... And I found the swamp, and I have the hazmat suit, and I found Oak. And with telepathy and all of those things, I can actually free the child, rescue the child, turn her into the Oak Mother, and complete that little quest line and get a couple of items out of it. That can be kind of a convoluted quest line to do in these settings, because the Oak Mother, the Oak Elder, the Swamp, and Oak itself could all be in 4 different parts of the world, and you need access to all of those things to get all of the items from that quest line. Alright, there should be 1 item in here. A lot of consumables in here. Okay, now we can go fight the boss. Because we've gotten all the other items out of here. Of course you're gonna paralyze me right before the boss. That's okay. Is it okay? That might actually be a problem. Thinking about it. Alright. I may need to go figure out how to get myself poisoned in a minute. There's a room with those eyeballs. Those can petrify me. I just have to re-equip my shields. I'm just gonna do this boss with stabbing, though. Which is not too bad. A little annoying because of how often you get telefragged. The antidote is also interesting. Alright. But yeah. There's almost certainly going to be a wall blocking my way leaving here, so I'm gonna run back this way and get myself poisoned. And then we're gonna use that antidote that I just got from the boss. Easy peasy. No problem. And that way I don't have to walk through this entire cave again just to get to back here. Because yeah, there is in fact a thing blocking the exit. Ooh, okay. This is the bow passage. So I can't actually... That's kind of an annoying place to have this, because there's probably something important on the other side of this wall, but I can't really get there without walking back through Sealed Cave again. So, but I don't have the bow, so I definitely can't do it now. We're gonna teleport to Zombie Town. Because I think it'll be faster to walk through Zebu's Cave here than to walk back through the Vampire Cave. You know what? I can reset. Because Zebu's Cave here is a checkpoint. And that'll be faster and less dangerous than trying to wait for petrification to wear off. Alright, I'm gonna use Sword of Thunder here, even though it doesn't damage those eyes, because of the wide radius of attack, and these butterflies are giving me the absolute business. Oh, I forgot to put Rage in this stack of places. That's fine. I've solved Rage, I don't need to really worry about it. And it's only one screen, so it's not like it adds a lot of length to that particular path. Alright, since I warped back here anyways, let's go ahead and go this way now. Alright, this is just a single check, but hopefully I can get... Yeah. Dio's Pendant. That's not a bad piece of equipment. It will automatically regen your MP. Just give you a passive MP regen. That said, I prefer the Rabbit Boots. The ability to charge while moving and the ability to jump are both very useful. Get a little bit of experience for those. Let's make sure to mark Power Ring Basement so that I know... Just so that I don't get confused and try to come check that entrance again later. We'll go check the Joel Cave. Oh, no we won't. It is locked. Alright, so I need to find a key to open that up. So we'll go back this way. We'll go back to Wind Valley, and we'll check the other 2 exits out of Wind Valley. I feel like one of them probably leads to, I guess it's 50-50 between Desert 1 and Amazons. Alright, let's go take the Southland exit and see if it takes us to a town or someplace better. Well, I say that. Desert is only 1 cave, so it's not really better, honestly. I think I would rather the town. Nope, it's the desert. Alright. Desert. What I need to do is take all of this, move it up. Desert is over here. We're gonna jump across this hot sand to avoid taking damage. Ah! Okay, well that's useful. That's Messia's message. It is also known as the answering machine. I can't check the other exit here without flight, so we're just gonna hop on back, check the other exit in Wind Valley. But now I can go back. If I go back to the ocean, there's a couple checks I can get there. Actually, since that's right off of here, let's do that first. Let's also clear this poison when I get up there. Ow. Let's maybe make myself immune to poison again. Alright, I can do a reset there. That'll clear my poison. So what getting Messia's message does is it lets me do these 2 checks in this cave. It involves first talking to the queen and finding out that it's actually Athena. I get the hint that if I fix the whirlpools on the Angry Sea, I can get the accordion. Then I give the dolphin a medical herb, get a magic ring in return. Alright, so those didn't really pan out, but the hint is nice. Let's run over here. Nope, further down. Alright, what's in here? This is something I can do. This is looking like fog lamp, probably? It's either fog lamp or Carissa. Alright, the fact... Ironically, even though I just picked up the Crystal Plant, the fact that I got an item in the first room means it has to be Fog Lamp. So, we're gonna jot that down, and this Warlock is very much in the way. And I would like it to not be in my way anymore. Alright. I'm just looking for stairs at this point because I found the item in the first room. There's our stairs. This is... a larger room than I was expecting, but still a tiny room. This room has 2 items in it. And then I think I want those stairs down. Because I think there's stairs up, and the stairs up lead to a dead end that has nothing in it. So we got a Mimic. 2 Mimics. Which, granted, those 2 chests are Mimics in the base game as well, but... always a little unfortunate to see that in the randomizer. Now, there is one more check in Fog Lamp Cave, but unfortunately it is buried deep in Fog Lamp Cave. The randomized maps may make it take a little while, and may make it go very quickly. There's not really any way to know until I just go exploring. Sword of Wind seems to be a good weapon for killing a lot of different types of enemies. which is nice. One of the things I'm looking for as I'm playing these seeds is what swords are actually useful to use in combat against random enemies, and what swords are better relegated to obscurity. Ooh, that's an interesting plan. I just realized I have Shield Ring, and I believe, unless I'm mistaken, Shield Ring puts... hang on, I'm thinking about how this room is laid out. I think those stairs up are actually where I want to go. Yeah, this cave gets a little complicated at spots, but... the fact that I'm going over a bridge there, I believe, is a good sign. Well, okay. This specific direction didn't pan out, but... the fact that the bridge is there is a good sign that I am in the correct room, is what I mean. I think Shield Ring puts in those shooter statues in logic, which means I can actually go to Stixie and get some indeterminate number of items, depending on how things are laid out. Alright. That's the end of Foglamp Cave. Foglamp is done. You can also get a couple things off of Mount Hydra. Where did I see Stixie again? Stixie... oh, Stixie was off of Chiron, so that would also be the place to go for that. Other than, I need to buy a bunch of healing items if I'm going to try to do that. So, let's go to Portola first. Let's use the inn. I am going to actually double check my notes. The Oak Mother is in Portola. Hey, look. You. And item shop here. I'm gonna actually ditch a couple of these consumables. Yeah, don't need the antidote, and I'm gonna drop that magic ring as well. One more pair of warp boots. And as many as those as I can afford. We're gonna warp to Chiron now. Yeah, let's do Stixie first. So, these shooter statues deal quite a bit of damage. But the shield ring really helps with that. That and actually buying that shield earlier helps quite a bit as well. So, yeah, that basically required me to spend about half my health to get in. Which is why I stocked up on healing items. Now, this area is a little weird. In vanilla, the back half of this map feels like two separate rooms. But they're actually one room that's just separated on the screen. And that means the randomizer will combine them into one room that's separated on the screen sometimes. That said, we've got the unusual case where they're not actually fully... or they are actually fully separated. There are two other items here that require flight, because I just simply cannot get across that river. So, we'll go check the other side and see what we can get there. So, 2 items out of 6 I'm leaving behind. 1 out of 6 that I've collected. Let's see about the other 3. There's one of them. Don't know if I'll be able to get that, but we're gonna follow the river this way. Okay, this is the spot where I can freeze the river. We can continue onwards. Let's see. Okay, we get to keep going. Oh, that was a mistake. Fine. It'll take me a little longer to deal with this, but I can still deal with it. think there's only the 2 patches of ice in this stage, in this screen, so I don't believe that I will be able to cross that river again. So I should just treat it as a wall. That said, that doesn't mean it's going to be impossible to get those items. So we're going to go upstairs. There's 1 item in the upstairs, and then there's this pit that I can fall into. I kind of need you to get out of my way. Thank you. Okay, down here is not the answer. Top of the spike pit, not the answer. Wow, there are a lot of these soldiers here. Refresh. Refresh is great. Refresh is my healing spell, which will be very useful in a variety of places, as I'm sure you can imagine. Alright, so that just took me back here. I didn't go left from the entry point into this room. I did it again. Alright, I'm just jumping over that slime this time. No time for slime. So, I didn't go left from the entrance here, but I suspect this is going to be a dead end, and that... Switch swords. Yeah, okay. So, I can't get any more items here. I've left 4 items behind. Which is unfortunate, but they all require flights. There's not really anything I can do about it. And I did at least get refresh out of that entire mess. Alright, well, now I'm here on Mount Hydra. I can get the rest of the items on Mount Hydra, because I now have the Sword of Thunder. I don't actually have that many other places I can get to at the moment. I am a little low on key items. Alright. I wanted to just check that real quick. I have 1 flute, and I know what it does. It's the shell flute. I think the rescuing the oak child is going to be my next goal after doing this. Unless this points me into some better direction. Alright, I remember there's quite a few of these flail guys around here. Wait, that is... I want to get this side item first. Again with the slimes. Alright. I want to go this way first. So, from here, that entire offshoot is pointless, and the actual progress is this way. Then I can get slightly bullied, but I should be able to get out here and get an item. Warp boots. Well, that wasn't really worth it. So it goes sometimes. Randomizer's gonna randomize. Alright, so we'll head up here. Basically backtracking to the first room of this cave section. And this way is our progress now into this room. There we go. Well, I thought that was going to kill both enemies, but it did not. This room we haven't seen yet, but it's got a lot of golems in it, and is unusually short. And And then this room has the last item in it. It's just a mimic. That is unfortunate. Alright, I've got this one pair of warp boots. I need to go to somewhere with the... I spoke to the Oak Mother. I need to go to the swamp. And the swamp... Easy way to get to the swamp is from Swan. Hopefully either Swan or Bryn Mawr has warp boots for sale. I believe Swan does here. Let's just go ahead and use one of these. Now that I have Refresh, magic rings are a much better investment than medical herbs, because I can convert MP to HP pretty freely. So, right, I'm in the swamp. I am rescuing the small child. And that small child is down here. So, now I am teleporting to Oak to turn in said small child. We're gonna wait for the teleportation animation to finish, and then teleport away. I'm gonna get a hint here. The French horn is going to be our insect flute for this seed. And now I need to spend another pair of warp boots to go find the Oak Mother. So, Oak, again, is next to Portoa Castle and Zombie Town. That doesn't really help me. I'm going to Portoa first, then. Before I leave here, I'm buying more warp boots. Black key. Okay. Now that's interesting. I have a lot of places I could take that to test it out. So I have to think about what is the best place to test that out first. But for that, we're just gonna teleport over to Leaf and get this item from the Oak Elder, who I believe is in this house. Yeah. Paralysis. Okay. So, that could be another convoluted series of checks. Swan Pub and Portoa, Swan Dance Hall and Leaf. I had to go back to the same two towns. That's great. Where can I use this key? Where can I use this key? The windmill is at the Fisherman. That's in Portoa. Probably should have done that before I left. So, the easy one to check is here. Nope, it's not the windmill key. So, key to prison or key to Stixie. We are once again buying more warp boots. And since I am here, we'll go ahead and get this quest underway. And now I can teleport to... I guess we'll go ahead and just finish that quest. Go teleport to Leaf, see if Kensu here wants the... Yeah, you want the crystal plant. Great, perfect. Hey, look at that. That's our last sword. That's huge. Okay. So, that Sword of Fire... Now, that said, I say that's huge. That Sword of Fire doesn't actually open up anything new. I haven't been blocked by Sword of Fire anywhere. So, right now it's just a good combat tool and doesn't open any progress. But, this key, however, is more interesting. So, places I could maybe spend that key. I think it was just the ocean that had a randomly locked wall. And then, of course, there's climbing up Mount Hydra again, which I think right now is the play. We're gonna go see if this is key to Stixie. Nope, this is not the item shop. Item shop. And actually, before it becomes completely worthless, let's sell this platinum shield. And then remember to re-equip the shield that got shifted over. And let's also remember to put the rabbit boots back on. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll keep paralysis on. Good. Sword of Fire with Flame Bracelet. This feels real good for any sort of combat needs. The level 2 Fire Shot, as you can see here, is very good at dragging enemies along and hitting them multiple times. It's easy to get 3 or 4 hits from a single charge shot, which is really nice. And having the bracelet means it does even more damage, so... Certainly a very nice tool here. Alright, so... Key. Not the key to Stixie either. So that means it's the key to prison. Which I think means it's boss time. Because if this is the key to the prison, I am going to go need to fight that boss. And the way to do that is to teleport to Zombie Town. Brief detour through Zebu's cave. Past rage. Use the loot. Down here, and this sealed rock wall is our key to prison, and this is where the prison goes to. Alright, so let's get our boss fight on. Oh, I did also need the Sword of Fire, so I needed both the key to prison and the Sword of Fire. Fascinating. Okay. Let's fight a boss. Is this a trivial boss? No. But it won't be a bad boss because having all of my swords are at least level 2. And Rabbit Boots is going to make fighting this a lot easier. It can be kind of hard to get in and stab the boss, so being able to charge while moving and focusing on dodging is a big benefit here. Alright, we're going to get this item. Our first bow. We're going to remember to walk back in here to get another key. And we're going to explore Mount Saber North. If this soldier will get out of my face. Okay, so let's note that Mount Saber North is here. We're going to slide down that slope. And head over here into these caves. We're gonna make a checkpoint here, having beaten the boss. I forgot that I had a spell equipped. And I tried to jump over the mummy, instead jumped into the mummy. It's fine. If this is garbage, then I can reset. Yeah, I don't need the money that badly. I'll just reset to get those hit points back. And this happened in my other submission video as well. Because I want to end at Nadare's, at the bottom of the mountain, I am going to just be walking backwards through Mount Saber North. Alright. So this room... It's going to be the room that has a bunch of walls in it. Trying to remember which thing the knights are weak to, because I need to get this one out of my way. That is apparently the wrong direction. Let's try to remember that we have paralysis. You can use that on some of these enemies to make combat a lot easier as you freeze them in place. Wow, I am level 10 and I've not found Goa yet. That's interesting. Alright. So this is the room that should have an item in it somewhere. Yeah, because the other option would have taken me outside from the previous room, so... The fact that I'm still indoors means there's an item to find here. There it is. And that is flight. Okay, that's a big one. That opens up a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, I'm outside now. I do not wish to be outside. Outside is a scary place. By which I mean, that's also just not where I need to go. Alright. So this keeps me inside. Okay. That could be a problem. I don't have much of anything I can do about it at the moment, though. So we're just gonna hope it's not a problem. I found something I can do about it. Hit me. Wait. Okay, now hit me. I'm trying to get petrified by one of these. Bonus points if I can do it while in the air. So, by doing it while I'm in the air, I can't get walked into by the enemies. The petrification will clear my paralysis, and I am just good to go. I did have to take off the mirrored shield, though, because the mirrored shield protects against petrification. Which is normally an upside. But in this particular case, I wanted to be able to get petrified. Abusing the fact that the game can only keep track of one status effect at a time can be a key thing to do in some of these longer caves that don't have checkpoints. Eyeglasses. Okay, eyeglasses opens up a path. So that's exciting. I do also have this key still that I need to go spend. Hop into Nadare's. There's still a couple of houses I'm looking for. Plus there's an inn here, so I can top off my HP and MP. Top off on warp boots as well. Yeah, that looks good. Competing item shops. That seems bad for business, but I'm no business expert. What do I know? Alright, we're gonna climb all the way down the mountain and see what is down through this exit. It is the town of Amazons. Alright, so... And there's nothing really to do here, so I don't really need to ever come back here. So that's cool. Okay, I got flight. Where can I go with flight? Where can't I go with flight? Let's start by, at the very beginning of the game, there is a slope over here that I can now fly up. Alright, this is gonna be... Oh, no, it's not. It's gonna be a short transition cave and spit me out at the lighthouse. And the lighthouse has the Stalm fight in it. Okay. Lighthouse, let me think about real quick if there's any specific town I want to warp to. Are there any town checks that I'm looking to do? Can't do that one. I did these because they were important. Oh, I want to go to... Yes, I want to go to Leaf, because it has the shack. Okay, perfect. That is one of the towns I am allowed to warp to. So, normally, what you're supposed to do is you have to actually lose this fight the first 2 times, and on the 3rd time, it's actually possible to beat for a human. But if you warp to one of 3 specific towns, and it has to do with your X value on the screen when you arrive at your destination, you get to automatically win the fight. You just have to use Warp Boots to do it. You can't use the teleport spell because it is... your magic is disabled during that encounter. That takes us to Desert 2. Desert 2 is nice. It has a couple of entrances that I can get to now that I have flight. Where is Leaf on here? There it is. Draw that line. So this has the pyramid, it has this cave, and sometimes it has a cave over on the left. I happen to know for a fact right now that it will not have a cave over on the left. Alright, that's just the transition tunnel, and that could lead us almost anywhere. This, however, yeah, it's time to do this. This is the back entrance of Goa. This is where most of our boss fights are going to be located, so it's time for a boss rush. It also has an enormous number of items. And the fact that I have all 4 swords means that I am very well equipped to get through this entire dungeon. Unfortunately, we are starting with the worst floor. This is Kilbesk's floor. In vanilla, it's kind of this weird maze that, you know, once you memorize the path once, it's not too bad. Randomized maps kicks that up to 11 and makes it an absolute nightmare to try and navigate. So we're gonna try and navigate this, but we might be here for a little bit. Level 11. Still only scaling level 28, though. What I mean by that is, if you look on the HUD there, just beneath my level 11, there is a DL28. DL stands for difficulty level, or some people like to call it danger level. What it essentially means is every time you pick up a key item, that level goes up by 1. If you, and then all the enemies will do more damage based on how high that danger level is. They have more hit points, they have more damage, they have more defense, the whole 9 yards. Also, it makes ins and consumables cost more. But it makes armors and shields cheaper, generally because they tend to fall off pretty quickly as you get to higher levels later in the game. Alright, so this is a dead end. Part of what makes this kind of a nightmare to navigate is you see how looks like there's a little walking path on the walls there? Well, that's not just for decoration. There are actually stairs that you will find as you navigate this, and so you could be required to go up some stairs, follow the walls for a little bit, go back down some other stairs, follow the ground for a little bit, and it gets very complicated and confusing. I think that's the situation we're in now. I passed some stairs a little while back, and I did not go up them at the time, but I think I need to. I just gotta find my way back there. I'm trying to strictly follow the left-hand wall. Alright, I think the stairs are coming up pretty soon. This floor is also just enormous, so it gives a lot of space for the randomizer to do mean things with it. Alright, we're gonna take the right side stairs first. The stairs always come in pairs of stairs. Always a left and a right. I'm just gonna follow these right side stairs first. Decent chance that we'll have to go back, though. But maybe we'll get lucky. Alright, I'm gonna continue following left-hand rule. Well, up here. Keeping an eye on that upper path to see if it goes somewhere interesting. This dead ends, and that looks like it also dead ends. So I get to skip exploring that entire path. Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere. Which I think means this entire thing is a dead end. This is just a donut. Squished donut. But I can try up here. Alright, I'm on the far right edge of the screen now. This feels promising. Maybe? Left-hand rule. We're gonna stick to it to be thorough. Even though my instinct tells me that the other way is where I wanted to go. Yeah. But the worst mistake you can make in these sort of situations is not be thorough and methodical and then miss the path that ends up being the critical path. So, we're going to be thorough. Again, left-hand rule. We're going this way. One of the Medusas actually made it up onto the walls. I do actually have a very good feeling about the side path that we passed. Is this going to take me all the way? Okay, no. It's not going to take me all the way back. So yeah. Yeah, okay. Those statues means you're heading the right way. Those appear on the ground that lead to the boss. But the boss is on this upper level here, so we did it. We found our exit. Thankfully, the exit is always right behind the boss. Alright. I'm going to put on Power Ring for this to do more damage. Even though it means I have to stand still to charge, but... if I can get the positioning right, I can just get in his face and stab him, but that doesn't seem to want to happen in this boss fight. There we go. Alright, that is Kelbesk 2 down. I should mark done Kelbesk 1 and Kelbesk 2, and now I have the speed boots, so now we're going to go fast. Get a top off there from Zebu. Thanks, buddy, I appreciate it. As we go into Motto's floor, so I'm going to just note that this was Kelbesk's floor upside down. This is Motto's floor, also upside down. Alright, Motto's floor. Let me think about it. This bottom part of Motto's floor has 2 chests in it. There's one of them already. That's nice. And it also has 3 sets of stairs. Not counting the stairs we came from. Let's take one of these sets of stairs. Ooh, okay. That's why you don't fly into chests. Is because you get poisoned. Alright, I might... Okay, so this is the side with the wall, which means there's a second item on this side. Wait, why am I poisoned? Why did I not have my anti-poison armor equipped? Huh. Okay, well... Now I'm going to have it equipped because it gives me some passive hit point regen. Actually, no, now I'm just going to reset. Because that entire section was pointless. So what I can do instead is go a different way on this floor. Found 2 mimics and a fruit of power. Don't need any of that. Nothing that way. I could be aggressively resetting here. I don't think it's really necessary with the speed boots. I don't want to... I do want to go up this way. Just tell me if this is the way to the boss, or if this is the... This is the way to the boss, okay. Checkpoint at the boss. There's an item on this floor. And here I don't mind aggressively resetting. Oh, nope, never mind. We're keeping that item. In fact... Because I just got paralyzed, I'm going back to the boss arena to make a new checkpoint and clear the paralysis. Teleport is fantastic, because it means I get to stop buying more boots, among other things. And I'm going to not drop down the pits for now. I think it'll be easier to manage navigating this floor if I stick to the ground. I'm just looking for one more chest on this floor, and then I'm done with Motto's floor. And here it is. Blizzard Bracelet. Okay. That'll be nice if any of the bosses happen to be weak to water. Which, I don't know. The boss weaknesses are randomized. But... Alright, speaking of bosses, here's Motto 2. Generally agreed upon to be the most difficult boss in the game. Or at least in the randomizer. In the vanilla game, it's not... There's not really a fair comparison. Oh, I'm so happy to have found this Blizzard Bracelet. Because this is actually how the boss fight goes in the vanilla game. You have the appropriate bracelet, and you have the power ring, so you kind of just demolish all the bosses. So... It's not really a fair comparison. In the randomizer, you might have to fight those with much lower resources. But in this case, we basically had our setup for the vanilla game and just demolished the boss. And immediately, we're going into another boss. This is Sabera 2. Let's find out what she's weak to. It's not water. It's not thunder. Ooh, I hope it's fire. Ooh, I think it's fire. I need to put on refresh, because that's what I was trying to use. Alright, it's fire. That means we have another free boss fight, because I have Power Ring and Flame Bracelet. And so we're just gonna melt this boss. As soon as she stands still on screen, yeah. Alright. Back to Speed Boots and Flight. I am obligated to pick up that chest regardless of its contents, because the boss does not count as defeated until the chest is collected. Alright, Sparrow's floor can either be very easy or very difficult to navigate. And it all depends on whether or not the randomizer succeeded in randomizing it. Which it appears not to have this time, so this will be a very easy to navigate one, because everything is going to be in its vanilla locations. Alright, I have both my keys now. That's good. I probably needed that key to Stixie, because there is... The main thing that I still need to find right now is I need to find Sabera's fortress. And that can either be behind Key to Stixie, or it can be behind the Bow of Sun and Bow of Moon. And, I don't know which one of those it's going to be. Hang on, while I'm here. Since I found Teleport, I can ditch both of those Warp Boots. I will not be needing them. Nope, not that. Here. Alright. And finally, we have Carmine's floor. Carmine's floor is going to be a bit of a mess. It always is. Alright. This looks like the main entrance for Carmine's floor. If I went under the bridge, this should be... Yeah, this has the pits, so I'm in the right spot. I'll probably jump down one of those pits in a minute, but I want to see if I can find Slime Kensu first. Slime Kensu is not in this direction, so... I think it behooves me to explore a little bit before committing to falling down a pit. There you are. You want the love pendant. I have not found the love pendant, though. Down the pit we go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Medical herb. We're gonna do some short hops across these spikes. If you do them perfectly, you neither spend MP nor take damage. Sacred Shield. Honestly, that'll be nice for the upcoming Carmine boss fight, because that'll protect me against the Nooper Beams, which are the attacks that turn you into a slime. Right, that does not lead to the boss. That leads to the boss. Okay. I can get around these statues by using flight. Like so. My MP is a little low, but it's probably fine. Okay. Let's put on the power ring and use that sacred shield that I mentioned just a moment ago. Alright. Since I'm not getting a free full heal after this, I'm gonna actually try to conserve my MP a little bit and just fight more normally. Carmine is not a particularly difficult boss. In the vanilla game, you're not supposed to have the Thunder Bracelet before you fight Carmine. So it's scaled to a difficulty of needing the... Ooh, actually, that's extremely nice. It's scaled to a difficulty of only needing the ball, so the fact that I had the bracelet meant that boss fight was very easy. Let's see, I am level 12 now. Level 12 is a good sweet spot for going and beating the game, so I'm not going to worry too much about my levels from here on out. Alright, there's one more item here. I believe it's going to be up here. Yeah, Fruit of Repun. Not what I need right now. But I got the Love Pendant from behind Carmine, which is where you're supposed to get the thing that fixes Slime Kensu, so that works for me. Alright, I believe this way. Yeah, this leads me to Slime Kensu, and conveniently, getting this trade in will also fully heal me and get me the Warrior Ring. A little late, but not completely unwelcome. Oh, I also need to find Moto 1. I haven't done that yet. So that trick I used to fly around these statues only works if you're approaching from the bottom, which means I'm going to have to just take some damage here. So I've put on the shield ring to take less of it. And here we are in Oasis Cave. I'm going to chow down on one of these medical herbs, and then note that Oasis Cave is here-ish. And there's a lot of places this could take me. There's one item in this room that I need to find, and two sets of stairs. One of them leads deeper into the cave, and one of them leads out. That's deeper into the cave. We'll come back there in a minute. I want to find the item on this floor first. There we go. Recover. Recover is a nice spell because it will clear all your status effects. Alright, so right now what I'm hoping for is that I never have to come back here. And I think that what I just found here is a very good sign, because I now have a quick way to get back here if I do have to come back here. Because the thing you have to worry about is you come out of Goa, and there's stuff you can't do on the other side of Goa. There's no warp points. You can't teleport. And so you just have to walk through Goa a second time. But we managed to avoid that here, which is great. Alright. Oasis Cave is randomized, but it's still a set of 3 concentric rings of rivers. So I'm going to follow the outside, looking for chests, and then go in a level, follow that, looking for chests, and then go in another level, and follow that, looking for chests, and the exit. Because there's always one exit that's along the outside, and one exit that's in the center. Alright, so there are 2 more chests to find. So I never tracked these speed boots. that's where we came in. So we're gonna go in a level first of opportunity. And then we're gonna walk around here. That's back to the outer rings. 2 items. 1 more to find. Looking for 1 more item. Is this back to the outside? Yes. Back to the outside by accident. That's fine. Alright, our way into the center was at the bottom right of this, I want to say. Yeah, here. There's our last chest. Thankfully not a mimic, because it would have been impossible to avoid getting bitten by that one with its positioning. And we're in a cave. This, I believe to be Crystalis Plant Cave. Let's find out if I'm right. Yeah. The fact that there's a wall here means that this is Crystalis Plant Cave. So let's draw this. Since I'm still looking for items, and this is convenient to where I am right now. So, if this is a Crystalis Plant Cave, I'm gonna actually explore this, because I meant to finish that thought. This is Crystalis Plant Cave. The 1 chest in this cave is in this 2nd room, regardless of which direction you approach it from. Alright, magic ring is useful. I'm gonna use one of these, pick up this magic ring. And then, now we just need to get out of here. Ow. Nope, not that way. Not that way. Not this way at all. There we go. Oh. We're back here. Okay, that's good to know, because that means I probably don't need to actually turn in the windmill key, except for the item you get right here after you've blown up that wall. So that means I want to go to Chiron, because we are once again going up Mount Hydra. Wait, let's use the inn. Yeah, because, okay, the other thing I haven't found is Chiron Temple, which is necessary for opening up the Motto 1 fight. So, on that note, one of the flags that is on in this flag set is a thing called Story Mode, which means to actually spawn the final boss, you need to have collected all 4 swords, check, and then you also need to have collected, keep going the wrong way there, you need to have beaten all of the major bosses. And right now, we beat the 4 major bosses that are in Goa. We beat Zelda-esque 1 on the top of Mount Saber North. What we need to do is beat Motto 1 in Chiron Temple, and we need to beat Sabera 1 in her fortress. And both of those are in palace entrances, which this counts as, which is why I'm making a beeline for this entrance. Let's also put on Recover to get rid of that paralysis. And then back to flight. And let me in. Ah, this is Chiron Temple. So I have to pick up this item first. It's a wax candle. I could go turn that in. I don't strongly need to at the moment. We're going to teleport to... What's an easy way to get back there? There isn't one. That's a little bit annoying to get to. Probably the best place to teleport to is Zombie Town. Alright. We're gonna put flight on. I'm just gonna fly across the ocean here. Because I need to go... Yeah, I need to go down there to Wind Valley. This is an annoying path to go this way, but it is better than the alternative of needing to go through all of Goa again. So, still the lesser of two evils here. But yeah, what we're doing now is we are going to the front entrance of Goa to trigger the Chiron Massacre in order to... yeah, I need to fly down into the desert. So that I can actually fight Motto 1. And I believe that means Sabera's fortress, is going to be hidden behind the two bows. The Bow of Sun and the Bow of Moon, which are also at the end of this long, awkward sequence, which is unfortunate, but, yeah. Just fly up and around these statues. Alright. I am low on MP. We're gonna put on Dio's Pendant for a few seconds so that I can teleport to, conveniently enough, Chiron. Hopefully the inn here is not actually the Chiron Inn, and I can still use it. We're in luck. And I'm just gonna make a point of going to Chiron Temple first. And then I need to start clearing checks for bows. Probably the first thing I'll do is go clear out the back of Styxy, because there's 4 checks that I left behind there. And they're quick to get to. This room always gets me, because it's small enough that it's barely randomized, except for the sides that the entrances are on, will get switched sometimes. So when they get switched, I'll always go the wrong way first. Oh, I guess if I'm here, I can climb up to the peak of Mount Hydra and get the item at the top. There's a bow there in vanilla. There could easily be a bow there now. Alright, we should have an easy boss fight because we have the right bracelet for this boss. I just gotta figure out which one of the 2 bracelets it is. It's vanilla water weakness. There we go. Let's Motto 1 down. Change. Change unlocks a couple of things. That's nice. That's the wrong boss. Slap those speed boots back on. So at this point, we're basically just on a bow hunt. Which is what we call it when really the only items you need at this point to beat the game are the 2 remaining bows. This is the wrong way. This is where I need to be going. Up here. Thankfully, several of these rooms were very simple and straightforward. So this is actually pretty quick here. Oh, right, that's a mimic. Accidentally flew into it, it's fine. Warp boots. Don't need those. Alright. Like I said, we're gonna go into Styxy next. Just top off my health and MP. Remember to switch back to flight so I can fly around these statues. Go all the way to the left, please, before triggering the statues. Alright. We'll use a little bit of healing there because I was rushing and got hit by more of those statues than I meant to, but it's fine. Antidote. Mimic. Thankfully, I remember where all the chests were here. Like, we saw all of them. Alright. I'm not sitting on a huge stockpile of key items for me to turn in, so I need to find something useful to do here. stay here. Lysis plant. Alright. Whole lot of nothing there. Let's... That's a good place to go check. Go to Joel. From Joel, we are going to go up and exit out of Cordell Plains that I was not able to get to previously. So, this exit up here in the top right, if you don't have teleport, you will hit an invisible barrier outside of the exit and get shoved back down. And so you need either teleport or flight to cheese it. And what I found is the beach house at Cornell's. I haven't found the windmill yet. I found Tornell's house. Tornell's house was at the lighthouse. At lighthouse, and I did that check. The lighthouse is at the beach house. I don't have the alarm flute yet. I haven't found the windmill yet. Okay. Just taking stock of everything there. So where are some options? Let's check to see this statue. Okay. That tells me something. We are going to Swan. Because we can do the Quinarillis check. Change. Quinarillis is in here? Yeah. So you have to have change in order to change into a woman to do this check. I got a French horn. I believe the French horn with the insect flute, so I could go fight the insect boss. The insect boss is in the swamp. The swamp is close to Swan and Bryn Mawr. Bryn Mawr has another trade-in I can do, so that seems like a reasonable place to go right now. I've got a lot of one-off checks kind of scattered around the world, so I'm just trying to see what I can link together quickly. I've got a good feeling about this insect. The other option is actually go turn in the windmill key. Let's remember to put the hazmat suit on. Turn in the windmill key and go get the item that opens up from that. Alright. The insect here only resists one element, so I will definitely be able to damage the boss with a bracelet, no less. But not that one. There we go. Insect squashed. Hey, there's another bow. Okay. I think a reasonable play to make here is to go check these two bows. It is a bit of a long check, but honestly, my only other option is also quite long. And if this is right, there's a lot of stuff hidden behind these two bows at the moment. I'm gonna pop into the inn that I remember is here. And we'll head through Zebu's Cave. I think it's reasonably likely that the two bows that I have right now are the Bow of Sun and Bow of Moon. So off of the ocean, I need to go through the south exit. You know what? I just realized... Alright, I need to land. I'm actually changing my mind here slightly. As soon as I can land. I should... Because I'm going to be very close to the spot where I would pick up the item from turning in the windmill key. I'm going to go turn that in first, so I can get the item on the way to the other check. Alright. Back to Zombie Town. use the inn. Put flight back on. You know what? I think I'm going to want to have my MP for the stuff that's behind the bow passage. So we're gonna get on the dolphin here and actually swim across the ocean. Alright. Heading down here. Let's go get that windmill item up here. Oh, I have too many items. I will make room for that, though. And I've already come out of that cave, so I know I don't need to go in there. Yeah, that leads to the other end of the crystal plant cave. Alright, now I gotta fly through sealed cave. This is why I wanted to preserve my MP, so I had flight MP here. Wait, no. Is this the boss? Yeah. This is the boss. Which means this is the exit. And this is the bow passage. So normally this is the screen that's in between the desert and the crypt. And it's where you fight these two statues and you have to use the bow of sun and the bow of moon to get past. It counts as a temple entrance, which means behind this, I'm pretty sure is going to be Goa, followed by Severa's Fortress. Oh. I was wrong. It's just Severa's Fortress. So where is... So that means Goa connects to itself. And has nothing in it. So the logic has just decided I will never need to or be able to go there. So instead we've just got this gauntlet that's going to take me to Severa. Ow. Probably helps if I don't walk into enemies. You'll note that I've stopped trying to kill enemies. I don't need money, and I don't need experience at this point, so... Since we're just looking for the... at this point, we're just looking for the last bow. So to actually beat the final boss, to get the Dragon 2 to reveal its true form, you need the Bow of Truth. That's the only thing in the game that the Bow of Truth does, so it can be kind of a locking point at the very end of the game. But there's a couple of items here that we can check. Still a town I haven't gotten to. Okay, I know where it must be. I need to go back to Desert 2 and explore the cave that was off of there. Desert 2 is off of Leaf. Okay. So when I'm done here, teleport to Leaf is what I'm learning. Alright. Let's see if the vampire wants to cooperate today. Let's put on the power ring and just really chew through them. Alright. Back to speed boots. Tornado bracelet, sure. The third bracelet starts to have some diminishing returns, but not unhappy to see it. Fourth bracelet even more so. Although Storm bracelet is probably the best bracelet to fight Dragon 2 with. Alright, I'm not going to bother curing that paralysis. I don't need to. If I can find the stairs, there's a checkpoint on the room that has Severa in it. So I can go in here, reset, and that clears my paralysis. Alright. And this Messia is a fake. Is actually Sabera in disguise, so we will now be... Let's put on this power ring. I definitely have the right sword. Okay. Flashing lights warning, because this is going to be level 3 Thunder. It's very flashy, as you can see. NES games, am I right? Probably don't need to do it a second time. Just wait for it to be on screen. Alright. Again, I am obligated to pick up this treasure chest. Because the boss does not count as defeated until the chest is collected. Growing a leaf. White, speed boots. There's an inn in the top left of leaf here, which we will use. And where am I going from here? Right, I'm going through the hut, through the shack, through this secret passage. And this is the thing that I have not explored yet. And it's going to lead me to the last town, I believe? And then probably past that, another cave. Yeah, here's the last town. This is nothing. This is Brokahana, which I've defeated Motto 1, so I can use change to change into Akahana and get his item. It's a forbidden statue. Right. This was Arillis' statue. This is... I don't know which statue this is. This could be the statue for the ocean. This is... Clark. Ah, there's our third bow. Okay, so we're done. We're in go mode. Let me just double check that. Yeah, I've got all the bows. I've defeated all the bosses. Let's get out of here. The crypt is, I believe, off of Goa Valley, which is their town. Actually, back to Leaf. So we'll be wrapping up here fairly shortly. I need to get to Crypt. I need to navigate through Crypt. I need to fight Dragon 2. I need to get through the tower. And then I need to fight Dinah at the end. But it's basically... This is the part of the randomizer where the randomization doesn't really matter anymore. Just do the end of the game. I've got all the tools in the world. Did actually beat Sparrow 1. I guess the one thing I don't have is Barrier, which is the nice thing to have for the final boss, but what are you gonna do? It's nice to have, but it's not necessary to have, and it's not worth spending more time going and hunting for it. This seed went comparatively faster compared to the Wah submission video I did. Which is interesting. Alright, so yeah, I want Power Ring. I guess I'll put on Refresh. I'll equip the bow. Alright. So I bounced off the wings there. That's a little bit of an RNG manipulation to get him to use the attack that will actually open up his weak point. There we go. And if I can get this off quickly enough. Should be a 1 cycle. Oh, by 6 hit points, really. Okay. I'm out of MP now, so let's not die. Not dying is important. But once I survive this attack... Well, that's unfortunate. I had hoped to save that opal statue for the tower, but what are you gonna do? Yeah. That's fine. I shouldn't need it for the tower. We'll be fine. Alright, so for the tower, I like to use Flame Bracelet if I have it available. Flame Bracelet and Power Ring will chew through these. Worth noting, one of the settings that is on in this flag set is something called max scaling in tower. So while most of the game is the difficulty of the enemies is based on the number of key items you found, the tower is always at the maximum level for that scaling. So the tower will always be the same difficulty, and that difficulty is as hard as it can possibly be. That said, level 12 Power Ring and Flame Bracelet should be more than enough tools to get through this tower. Not having barrier is a little unfortunate, but really only makes a big difference for the Dynafight. We're going to have to do a slightly slower Dynafight in order to account for the fact that we don't have barrier and we don't have any oval statues. But that's okay. Alright. So the way the tower here works, there are 3 layers of tower. On each layer, you have to kill the gold robots that are patrolling around, and once you do that, white robots will spawn out of these doorways. Once you kill all the white robots, you actually get access to the next level of the tower, and rinse and repeat. Of course, you have these helicopters that constantly spawn and chase you down that get pretty irritating at times, especially when you're trying to build up a charge shot. Let's do this. Do a little bit of healing. These two almost grouped up closely enough that I could get them both. These two did, which is kind of them. Alright. This is the 3rd and final floor of the tower. Alright, I need to deal with this helicopter so that I can get this charge shot going and deal with these white robots over here. Okay. There we go. We're gonna just pop another magic ring and head on in to the final boss fight. First, we gotta stop by here, check in with Messia here, turn in our 4 swords, and combine them to get the power of Crystalis. This endgame sequence can be a little flashy, so photosensitivity warning, just FYI. We are going to do a slower Dynafight. So the Dynafight has been buffed in the randomizer, because in the vanilla game, there's just a safe spot where you can stand and avoid all of the attacks. That's been kind of removed, although if you have barrier, you can still avoid all of the meaningful attacks. But in order to compensate for that, they also allow you to actually attack and destroy these side pods here, which is what I am doing here. Because I don't have barrier, these would be getting in my way otherwise. And as you can see, they do quite a bit of damage. That's fine. Dynafight does not take very long, even if you take a death. It's not ideal, certainly, but, you know, we'll get by. I'm gonna shut up and actually focus on dodging rather than talking and trying to explain the fight. Okay. Now this is free, because now I can just stand here and mash. There we go. And time is going to be when the screen fades to black and I lose control, which is now. There we go. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So yeah, I feel like that was not a bad seed for this. I feel like it showed off a solid number of things. I suppose I never did put Sahara on my map, but it goes over here somewhere, which is not even on the screen that you can see right now, but trust me, it's there. And I can tell you from what I have left, it connected to Evil Spirit Island, and the other side of Evil Spirit Island led to the windmill, and inside the windmill was the fisherman. So there's a whole slew of stuff I could have done there, but never needed to. We found all the bows. We found everything that we needed. Yeah, that's Crystalis Randomizer. Specifically, this is the Wham flag set. As you can see, it's a fairly complicated flag set, but still doable in a reasonable amount of time. We're not talking like, you know, a 5-hour randomizer run or anything. Yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this submission. I'm gonna let the credits play out a little bit here. There's a stat screen at the end. I can also just skip to the end of the stat screen, but I feel like I can talk for a little bit while I'm letting the credits play out. The credits are also pretty short. We're already more than halfway through them, so. Yeah. That's pretty much all I got. Again, I'll mention the disclaimer. This was run on an emulator. I have a flashcard coming. It'll be here before the event. I will be able to play on actual hardware for the event, as per GDQ guidelines. So, yeah, you can see there's this stat screen at the end, which is very nice for when you're racing and you want to compare when you found certain important things or fought certain important bosses compared to other people you were racing against. I think it's a cool feature. But yeah, that's going to do it for this recording. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.